Hello, my name is Spencer Johnson and I work at Level Visuals. I wanted to give a quick tutorial today on how to process raw footage from, in this case, it's a Canon 5D Mark II. So I've got some raw files from my Canon here. You can see that they actually have a .raw extension on them. And I already processed these, but I'm going to repeat that process just for you guys. So first things first, I use a program that I found called Raw Magic Lite. I love it. It's I used to use another program before, but this one works even better. Been super happy with it. All you got to do is grab your raw file that you'll find on your CF card on your 5D Mark II in my case. Drag it on there. And camera model, just make sure you select the right camera model and convert. And it actually gives you the option to put it wherever you want. Raw file conversion. So after this, we're going to have a .dxf file, or DNG, sorry, .dng file. My bad. So as you can see, this program is actually really quick at converting these. So it's basically taking the information from Magic Lantern, converting it to .dng, cinema DNG, and what happens after this is my favorite part. What is going to happen is when this finishes, bing, and then I got the raw file conversion. We've got this folder, and in this folder we have a bunch of .dng files. I have no idea why those look so weird right now, but we will go ahead and open them in After Effects. And this is kind of my workflow. I like After Effects because you get to kind of do two steps of the process in one. I used to use Photoshop, convert to JPEG, and then pull JPEGs into Premiere. And you know what, that was kind of a hassle. So now I just double click in this pane and go to my desktop, raw file conversion, select the first file, camera raw sequence. It's going to import the entire sequence for me here. Whoa, okay, so it's got some weird white balance settings right now, but as you can see on camera raw, I just had to click auto and most of those problems went away. So at this point, this is like the funnest part of the process. It's just like photos. I mean, you have so much latitude here. So like, I'm gonna warm up this shot just a little bit. I am going to crush the blacks. We'll start at the blacks and then whites. We're gonna need quite a bit of whites to kind of give the can the glow, and then take that specular highlight off the corner of the can because I can do that because it's raw. And I think this stage is all just kind of about balance. I'm not an expert at color correction, but this application really gives you so much latitude. So that's all I had to do. Click import, and then what I usually do is just drag this file to a new composition, and now it's going to load it up. Another important thing to add here is that you actually have to go through your preferences under the import setting to make sure that your sequence footage is set to what you shot in camera. So originally this value is kind of default set to 30 frames per second, and I shot at 24 frames per second in camera. So make sure you update that setting, so then, just like how I did it, you can just drag that DNG sequence onto the new composition and you're good to go. So this is all, my computer's a little bit slow to be handling this super high latitude footage, but then I can just drag this composition to my render pane, and I'm going to do a ProRes preset on it, and I'm just going to export it to my desktop. Raw conversion, and hit render, and this will take quite a bit of time on my computer. Okay, and I'm back. The rendering just finished, and here is the raw file. So I'm going to open it up. This is when I'm going to go on a quick rant about using the 5D Mark II as opposed to the 5D Mark III. Obviously there's a pretty big price gradient there between the Mark II and the Mark III. The company that I worked for, we decided to purchase 5D Mark IIs to save the money, and I was pleasantly surprised to notice that if you shoot with a nice CF card, I actually use the Computer Bay variety, but 1000X cards, you can shoot almost 1080p with this. So it's literally 3% less than 1080p. And this is on a 1080p monitor. You can see it pretty much fills up the whole screen. So what I'm saying here is, I mean, to buy the 5D Mark III just for RAW, you're getting some serious diminishing returns because the only difference is really 3%. So I mean, 3% size-wise, right? But here is the file. As you can see, it plays back great, and yeah, I'll include this at the end of the edit. But that gives you an idea of the entire process from start to finish. It's a bit of a hassle, obviously, compared to shooting H.264 footage, but in certain cases, like for us on this product shoot, we wanted the extra latitude and we wanted to be able to make it look really good. So thanks for watching the tutorial today, and we will have more where that came from.